I know you wanted to touch on unrealistic standards for men and women. So why don't you expand on that?
Ugh. I don't even know where to start. I just think there are unrealistic standards on, like, do anyone want to start besides me? Then I could.
Probably when it comes to men, I would say the salary expectation is unrealistic. A lot of people assume that by the certain age you should be earning like $100,000 a year or like six figure, right? But let's be honest, that's very unrealistic because majority of people in general will have a very hard time earning $100,000 in their 20s, even in their potentially like mid 30s and stuff like that. I think that's going to be probably one of the unrealistic expectations for men.
I would say for women having children, I'm 25. Last year I was told that 24 is when you're the most fertile, which I could just not see myself having kids right now whatsoever. I don't care like who you are. Some women do, but that is just not me. Like, and I think as time progresses, like women are having kids at later ages now.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Wait, so say it again. True. So what's the unrealistic expectation for women? Say it again.
That they're supposed to have kids like in their 20s, basically.
No.
I disagree. I think nowadays it's actually not encouraged for women.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of men will say you're your most fertile at 24, so you should have kids.
Well, let's be honest. That's like red pill guys saying that, but yeah.
Wasn't that what this podcast is?
Well, yeah. But like, I think we're talking about like societal general expectations, like unrealistic expectations.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're most fertile in your early to mid 20s. And then once I think once you start getting into your 30s, fertility decreases. Once you get over 35, then you're in high risk. You start getting into, it's called geriatric pregnancy territory, high risk pregnancy territory. So after 35, the likelihood that you get pregnant or are able to even get pregnant starts to diminish quite significantly. There's a higher likelihood of birth defects. There's a higher likelihood of miscarriage. So, I mean, biologically speaking, the best time to get pregnant, you could argue, say between the age of,
most likely
20 to 30 in that age range.
Yeah.
So
I would probably say 23 and above, but 20, I think it's pretty young.
Well, yeah, it's young, but I mean, just speaking purely on the biological level, I believe it's in the range of 20 to 30, if just to give it a range. Not, I don't want to say like a specific age because I don't know, but so.
Yeah, it's just like, we have a society where more women are going to colleges and they're graduating, so that's actually extending the time when they get married and have kids. People are having marriage later. People actually wanting to work and actually build a career and stuff like that. So because of that, the age of having children is actually increasing to, now I would probably argue 29 to 35, I would say. So, which is not necessarily a bad thing again, but it's just, I think and now the consequence of that though is people are now having less kids as well because, the age is increasing, it's becoming more expensive. So now we're having less kids, which is.
Did you want to weigh in on this? I got to get up for a sec, but go ahead.
I think a lot of like what I meant with the unrealistic standards between like men and women is the commenting on bodies.
Oh.
I think that and I agree, like it's very upsetting when boys comment on our bodies, but I think it's
like
been more
sexualized you without your consent.
and I think it's been normalized more lately to do that to men.
Do you think it's the internet?
I do, because like just even being like, oh, like if they're not 6 foot, then I'm not touching them. It's like that's saying if you're over 150 pounds, sometimes being like, oh, then I'm not.
So like, not touching them. You have a living, breathing example of that being not true right here.
Yeah. So
like for you guys, does height matter to you guys or no?
No.
No,
My
right?
husband's 5'5".
I know, right? Like for me, it doesn't really matter.
I think the biggest issue happens is, what we typically hear those stories from TikTok, from YouTube, all of that stuff, which in my opinion is a very niche percentage of women. Majority of women typically want a guy who's just taller than them. You know what I mean? They don't specifically looking for 6 foot and above. Yeah. They just want, maybe
I just said that as a very
taller than
like
an inch or two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
like,
natural.
You don't gotta be 6 feet. You can be like up here, and I'll be okay.
It's natural as a female to want to be with a male that's gonna make you feel safe, because in history, they are, you know, the
Protectors.
Protectors. That's the word I'm looking for. Exactly. So I think looking for a taller man, like
I just said
sense.
like
However,
even like the weight
evolutionarily.
thing and the height thing as a very like basic start off. I don't like. I don't mean like, oh, if they're over 6 foot. Like I'm just pulling. Like,
I think
what
it's
I've
just
seen,
it's more
like,
so
recently.
like less about the gender, and it's more so like a lack of awareness and empathy among our generation and people these days. Like that's really the issue, to be honest with you.
I think the most annoying thing is like the whole thing of mid coming about and people being so easy to call people mid. I think that's like the most infuriating thing ever.
Yeah.
I hate it when people call others mid. I get
sure.
so triggered.
Yeah, but I guess when it comes to guys, like guys, in all honesty, there's no reason for you to be concerned if you're actually not above 6 foot or 6 foot or above.
Yeah, like-
you just have to be
Yeah.
taller than the girl you're
Yeah,
seeing you're
like,
dating,
You
and
also
you
have
should
to
be
have
fine.
W-riz.
Like I feel like
W-riz.
guys, they
You
probably
should be able to talk. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
some guys like they lose confidence because they're not the 6 feet that they're. I don't know. They compare themselves to.
It's called 666, 6 foot, 6
Sounds demonic.
Six
6
figures.
6 figures
Yeah.
and 6 inch, I believe.
Keep me away from some 666 shit.
6
not
foot,
true.
Keep me out
6
of
foot,
that.
6 pack, 6 figures, 6 inches.
There you go.
Gosh,
6
Yeah.
inches.
I know,
Four
it's like-
sixes.
Yeah,
I would
no,
not.
that's not
Yeah.
true.
Wait, what was I think I heard a little bit about what you said in terms of
The mid comment.
what was it?
Oh, I feel like the most like recent thing that's infuriating is the whole concept of mid. Like just being able just to toss that out and like label somebody, just like completely dismiss them and everything and just call them mid. Like when someone else gets called mid or whatever, like I hate it. Like I feel like it shouldn't exist. Like I feel like it's so like it's just you're just tossed away.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's more of a projection thing. Yeah, they're just projecting it, and just But
She was talking about labels, so I was like, I feel like
It's
that's like
always
the
a
worst
projection
thing
thing,
right
for
now.
sure.
I think that's also a streamer thing because a
I
lot
mean,
of
they're
people,
they're watching.
No, yeah,
YouTube,
but that's
so-
a streamer thing. You know,
It's
they'll
an
just come
internet
in.
culture thing.
Yeah.
Somebody call somebody mid?
Yeah,
Just
but
mid,
any
like
sort of-
completely
It's like the
dismissive. Like,
trolls that
oh,
come
she's
in.
mid. She has no opinion because she's mid.
Yeah.
But
I
any
thought
sort of
mid it has to do with physical appearance.
I think
Yes,
I feel
that's
like
what we're
it goes,
saying.
but you could say
could be
someone
with
has a
anything.
mid personality. Like it can be applied to so
But
many
anytime
things.
someone
Or, like-
has anything negative to
Yeah.
say, it's literally always a projection because our perspective is all based around our own reality, our own
Whoa.
brain, the way we
yes,
see it.
I feel like
was
everything in
deep.
life is like mental. Seriously,
That was deep.
what do you mean?
it's like the mindset. Like even though you're not, try to say you're not tall, right? If you're confident within yourself to say, you know, like I am a good-looking dude, no matter, or like even you don't even have to have the looks. The confidence speaks a lot, but not cocky.
I don't think
though.
people should be confident.
But not cocky though. There's
I don't think you should be
difference.
confident.
No, confident as in they know themselves.
I was about to say confidence is
Confidence
the hottest
as
thing.
in,
I'm
like-
Just be
'Cause
confident
confidence
in
is-
that you're mid. How about that? Just be like, yeah, I'm a 5.
You know, it's like
I accept
I guess like
my-
confidence
This
as
is
in
fine.
I accept my shitty hand in life.